My name is Hank Greslak. I'm the Editor-in-Chief for Legal Themes, Regional Brands, and Law.com. And I'd like to welcome everyone to this year's New York Legal Awards. Now, this year's ceremony might look and feel a little bit different than past years, but our commitment to recognizing excellence in the New York legal community is unchanged. Now, during this event, you'll hear about lawyers who have made an impact as innovators at their firms or organizations, as formidable litigators in court, as deal makers, and in many other important and impactful ways. You'll also be hearing directly from some of our honorees tonight. We thank them for taking the time to share their insights with us. And we'll also be announcing our Attorney of the Year winner from among this year's 3 impressive finalists. Now, co-hosting the awards tonight with me will be Michael Marciano, Acting Bureau Chief for the New York Law Journal, David Gianella, Managing Editor of Regional Brands, and Zach Needles, Editor-in-Chief for Law.com. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations to all this year's winners.
In 1973, LexisNexis introduced the world to online legal research, reshaping the legal industry forever. Today, it's going to do it again. And this time, it's not just legal research. It's the total experience. Introducing Legal Research, designed to answer legal questions directly so you can resolve issues quickly and confidently via the most simplified search experience. And practical guidance, built to accomplish legal tasks faster than ever, allowing you to complete work more efficiently and effectively with industry-leading practice resources and data-driven insights made to apply best-in-class legal strategy to practice so you can develop the strongest arguments and leverage the most targeted recommendations. All in one place. And that's just the beginning. Because with the first-of-its-kind ecosystem of integrated legal solutions, you get the future of legal technology built right in. Welcome to the evolution from research to results. Experience results. Experience Lexis Plus.
Hi, I'm David Gianella, Managing Editor of Regional Brands. We will start by announcing the first half of our distinguished leaders. This award recognizes attorneys in leadership roles who achieved impressive results in the past year. Strong leaders are hard to come by, and we want to highlight lawyers who had great performances while demonstrating clear leadership skills, leading to positive outcomes. Robin Adelstein, Norton Rose Fulbright's Global Head of Antitrust and Competition. The former North American General Counsel of the Sandoz Division of Novartis is now instrumental in working with a large team of lawyers at Norton to ensure the firm's clients are kept well informed of the world's rapidly evolving and complex laws. Carmita Alonso of Fragelman Del Rey, Bernson, and Lowy is widely recognized within the firm as a valued member of the 10-partner executive committee. Carmita also functions as managing partner of the New York office and has built an incredibly strong practice, remaining unwavering in her commitment to providing pro bono services. Jason Clark, the New York State Office of the Attorney General. As Deputy of the Attorney General's Harlem Regional Office, he is responsible for overseeing all investigations and prosecutions in the Upper Manhattan and Bronx County regions. As President of the Metropolitan Black Bar Association, Jason has helped the MBBA reestablish its roots as a change agent, creating the MBBA's Judicial Training Academy and launching its first ever transactional boot camp. Chanel Kramer, Finance Partner and Finance Practice Group Co-Leader at Alston & Bird. Since Chanel assumed the leadership of the finance practice, the practice has increased revenue by 33%, while only increasing the team by 13%, making it more profitable and efficient by expanding business lines within major financial institutions. David Critchlow, Catton Muchin Rosenman. David leads Catton's commercial litigation practice and is representing clients involved in litigation related to the largest and most noteworthy corporate bankruptcies, and is on Catton's COVID-19 advisory group, is also an active member of its diversity committee. David Ellsberg and Jennifer Selendy and Gay. David Ellsberg and Jennifer Selendy co-founded the firm in 2018, and under their leadership, the majority woman-owned firm has strategically grown to 45 attorneys and more than 80 professional staff, building an elite litigation team. Sandra Goldstein, Kirkland & Ellis. Currently a senior litigation partner in Kirkland's New York office and a member of the firm's Global Management Executive Committee, Sandra leads the litigation department for the New York office. David J. Greenwald, Fried, Frank, Harris, Schreiber, and Jacobson. In his first full year as chairman, the firm posted its highest profits in history, and since his return, the firm has seen a 75% increase in revenue and a 189% increase in profits per equity partner, with the firm notably ranking first in the inaugural AmLaw 100 Composite Performance Score. Miriam Harwood, Squire Patton Boggs. Miriam Harwood is co-head of the Squire Patton Boggs Investment Arbitration Practice and partner in its world-ranked International Dispute Resolution Practice. She has represented a broad array of states, governmental agencies, and private entities in a wide range of cases. Matthew Ingber, Mayor Brown. Longtime Mayor Brown partner Matthew Ingber was appointed managing partner of the firm's New York office in November 2018. Since then, he has launched successful initiatives around diversity, wellness, pro bono, community partnerships, office culture, recruitment, mental health, and diversity and inclusion. Congratulations. We'll have the second half of our distinguished leaders list a little later in the program.
I'm Zach Needles, editor-in-chief of Law.com. For the next category, we'd like to congratulate the following individuals, all under the age of 40, who have been recognized for excelling in the courtroom, whether in client service and cultivation or in service to bar associations, as well as performing pro bono work. Jennifer Banner Sobers, Pomerantz. Melissa Cologne Bossolette, Sidley Austin. Ting S. Chen, Cravath, Swain, and more. Anne Cortina Perry, Jenner and Block. Alejandro Cruz, Patterson, Belknap, Webb, and Tyler. Alexander C. Dryluski, Skadden, Arps, Slate, Meager, and Flom. Brandolyn Dumas, Greenberg Trarig.
Good evening. My name is Brandolyn Dumas. I'm deeply humbled and grateful to be receiving this award. Thank you to the New York Law Journal as well as the selection committee. I'd also like to thank my colleagues at Greenberg Trarig, my family, the communities in which I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as well as my friends who continue to be my friends despite me frequently disappearing into work tunnels. Time seems as if it's flown. If I could speak to myself as a baby lawyer, I would give myself 2 pieces of advice. The first of which is be very deliberate about soliciting feedback. It's important to have transparency and understand where you stand in order to grow. The second of which is continue to leverage the ways in which you've learned. By the time you practice, you've been a student and you've been learning for years and years. You know when you know something, you know when you understand something, and you know when you don't. Continue to make meaning in ways that are familiar to you. I wish I could have told myself those things when I was young. However, I'm telling them to you now, and hopefully they serve you well. Thank you and good evening.
Morgan Fraser Machette, Blank Rome. Susanna Geltman, Simpson, Thatcher, and Bartlett. Leah Godeski, O'Melveny and Myers. Helene Hechtkoff, Huguette, Newman, Riegel, and Kenny. Alexia Korberg, Paul, Weiss, Rifkin, Morton, and Garrison. Justin D. Lee, Wild, Gottschall, and Mannings. Dwayne Loft, Boys, Schiller, Flexner. Julia Malkina, Sullivan and Cromwell. Jeffrey Mock, Fish and Richardson, PC. Harris Muffson, Proskauer Rose. Shivani Padar, Herrick Feinstein. Ina C. Popova, Debevoise and Plimpton. Sasha Rosenthal Luria, Cravath, Swain, and more. Catherine M. Sinderson, Bernstein, Litowitz, Berger, and Grossman. Tiffany J. Smith, Wilmer, Cutler, Pickering, Hale, and Dorr. Marissa Sotomayor, Paul Hastings. James Valentino, Clayman and Rosenberg. Brian Wolf, Davis, Polk, and Wardell. G. High, Schulte, Roth, and Zabel. Gabriella Ziccarelli, The We Company. Congratulations to all our rising stars.
For Attorney of the Year, there are 3 finalists, and we'll say a few words about each finalist before announcing our 2020 Attorney of the Year at the end of tonight's ceremony. Firstly, congratulations to finalist Barry Burke of Kramer, Levin, Naftalis, and Frankel. Burke took a leave of absence from Kramer, Levin when he was appointed special counsel to the U.S. House of Representatives Judiciary Committee during the presidential impeachment investigation and hearings, and advised the House managers during the Senate trial. He was instrumental in planning and carrying out the massive investigation into charges of abuse of power and obstruction of justice by President Trump, organizing and overseeing the key hearings, and playing a prominent public-facing role throughout his engagement.
I spent last year helping to impeach President Trump as special counsel to the House Judiciary Committee. It was the honor of a lifetime to work with the committee, congressional leadership, and the House impeachment managers to hold the president accountable and defend the rule of law and the institutions that define our country. I felt a true call to service during this unique time in our history and was gratified that I was able to help investigate the president, draft articles of impeachment, cross-examine witnesses, and give the opening statement for the impeachment proceedings. As I look back today, I am thankful that we were able to bring to light the president's conduct so the American people could understand it and consider it when they serve as the ultimate jury during the election. My adventures in Washington over the past year have certainly reminded me of what is so important in our profession. To the extent we have the opportunity to use our talents, training, and experience for work that is meaningful to us, we will always have passion for what we're doing, and that will make us the best advocates we can be. I have been so fortunate to feel that way throughout my career, from my experience as a federal public defender 30 years ago, to being a white-collar criminal defense and trial lawyer in private practice, to my efforts to help impeach the President of the United States. Based on all these experiences, the advice I would give to new lawyers is to follow your own instincts of what you want to do, and not to be wedded to the traditional path that other lawyers have followed. I think back to when I was beginning and I was serving as a law clerk, and I was told that being a public federal defender would be career suicide. I'm thrilled that I ignored that advice. I would encourage new lawyers to do the same, to follow their own instincts of what they want to do, and that'll give everyone the best chance to have a rich and rewarding career.
We would like to recognize those who have left a lasting imprint on the legal community of New York for their lifetime achievement. First, we recognize Corinne Ball of Jones Day. It is Corinne's professional tenacity, which she successfully combines with her business foresight, which has allowed her to put together unprecedented deals, saving companies in prominent American industries such as auto, banking, and real estate for nearly 4 decades. We would like to recognize Michael Bamberger of Dentons as one of the nation's leading First Amendment lawyers. Michael has defended clients on the grounds of freedom of speech and the press since 1977, when he was named General Counsel of the Media Coalition. In his long and decorated career, Mr. Bamberger has represented more than 40 bookstores and 24 lawsuits challenging censorship laws.
Thank you for the honor of this Lifetime Achievement Award. I appreciate the continuing support of my firm, Dentons, and of my colleagues, my clients, and my family. In my years of practice, I have had the privilege of specializing in 2 widely differing areas of law at the same time. On the one hand, partnerships and limited liability companies, and on the other hand, free expression and First Amendment protections. I have had the opportunity to pass on what I have learned to law students on both coasts and to younger attorneys. I have litigated to protect the important values of free speech, which I believe are vitally important for our society, in courts across the country up to the United States Supreme Court. I have had and continue to have a career far more stimulating and fruitful than I might have expected. Thank you again.
Leonard Boxer is also awarded for his lifetime achievement for innovations in the real estate sector. evident throughout New York and beyond, from large apartments on the Upper West Side to commercial and residential property in Battery Park City to the nation's largest subsidized housing development. He's likely worked on over 1,000 transactions and has dealt with every major real estate developer in New York. Leonard joined Strzok in 1987 and is still a Strzok partner and led its real estate practice for many years.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Law Journal and their constituents for giving me this Lifetime Achievement Award. It's always nice to receive these accolades as you come to the latter part of your career, even though I'm fully engaged, and I hope to be practicing as long as I'm healthy for many more years to come. It gives me great pleasure to have had the privilege of representing many of our real estate owners, developers, lenders, government officials, etc., for creating some of the major iconic buildings in our great city and state. I get a great deal of pride of walking down the street and looking at these buildings and know on almost every street I had something to do in my career with creating and maintaining those buildings. But to tell you the truth, it's not a one-person effort. I'm only able to accept this award and get all the accolades because I had a great team behind me at Strzok, and many of my partners and associates have worked with me in creating this effort. Recently, we handled a major transaction, and believe it or not, there were 62 people of attorneys and associates at Strzok who helped create the achievement that our client was looking for. And I really give a great deal of credit to my fellow partners and lawyers at Strzok for getting some of the accolades that are being bestowed upon me. In my career, there are many things that I have desired to achieve, but there's really only one thing that I could say is on my bucket list as an attorney, and that's to maintain the relationships that I created with my clients and make sure that that relationship continues so that my firm at Strzok can benefit from the relationships that I've created.
Our next honoree is Kenneth Fisher, Cozen O'Connor. He has represented high-ranking public officials including Governor Hugh Carey, U.S. Representatives Adolphus Towns and Floyd Flake, and Brooklyn Borough President Howard Golden. In February 1991, he was elected to the New York City Council from Brooklyn, representing a stretch of Brooklyn waterfront that includes Greenpoint and Williamsburg. He approached public office with a lawyer's mindset for ways to make a lasting impact on the city. Stanley Grossman of Pomerantz is another lifetime achiever because throughout his 5 decades serving as an attorney, he has enjoyed a distinguished legal career as a tireless defender of shareholder rights and a champion for injured investors. He has been praised by the courts and recognized as a leader of the plaintiff's securities bar as he litigated landmark cases across the nation and before the United States Supreme Court, shaping the law. Congratulations also to Mary Hevener of Morgan, Lewis & Bockius. From Fortune 50 giants to emerging companies, nonprofits, and public organizations, employers of all types and sizes turn to Mary Handy Hevener when tackling critical payroll tax, fringe benefit, exclusive compensation, and contingent workforce issues. While cracking the glass ceiling in this male-dominated field in her 42 years of legal practice, Handy has significantly influenced national tax policy related to these issues. Frederick S. Newman, Hogewit, Newman, Regal, and Kenny, an early proponent of strong and active general counsels, Mr. Newman helped establish the New York chapter of the American Corporate Counsel Association as a founding director and vice president in 1984. As co-founder of the firm, he has spent his 50-year career as a powerful ally to women. Newman takes the greatest pride in the fact that his firm is now one of New York's oldest and most successful women-owned law firms, recognized internationally as a leading litigation boutique. Noreen Quirk from Fragomen, Del Rey, Bernson & Lowy has led a fascinating career, paving the way for female attorneys and partners at Fragomen and forging client relationships that have spanned decades. In the 1980s, Noreen was responsible for firm recruitment, contributing to the firm's initial commitment to diversity. From the day she made Fragomen history as the first female summer associate to today, Noreen has made a difference in countless lives, including clients, colleagues, and peers across the industry. Our final lifetime achiever is Miles Ruthberg, Latham & Watkins, for steering the accounting profession through some of its most consequential litigation, successfully negotiating the then largest class action settlement in mass tort history. Most recently, he spearheaded growth in the New York Litigation and Trial Group by more than 50% as department chair from 2015 to 2018. His distinctive style of forward-thinking, strategic judgment consistently advanced the best interests of his clients, his colleagues, and the next generation of lawyers.
I am deeply honored by this award. The very name of the award underscores how blessed I have been for so long. I was incredibly lucky to come laterally to Latham almost 25 years ago, and then to transition to New York. I've had fun at every step of the way and have loved working with my colleagues and with our clients. The firm's trajectory has exceeded anything I could have imagined. Congratulations to all of the remarkable honorees tonight. And huge thanks to the New York Law Journal, to Jamie Wine for her exceptionally generous tribute, and to Peter, Sean, and all my other dear friends at Latham who have moved me deeply with their very kind words. Last, and definitely not least, my eternal gratitude and love to my wife, Catherine, and my children, Stephanie and Jeremy, for their never-ending support and love.
Hi, I'm Michael Marciano, Acting Bureau Chief of the New York Law Journal. And right now we're going to look at in-house impact, which recognizes work performed by general counsel and in-house legal departments over the past year. Oracle America for championing collaboration, accountability, and transparency to help create a future-proof, people-first company. Kevin Famai, part of the Global Cloud Leaders Committee, a 10-person team driving Oracle's transformation from a traditional software company to a cloud provider. Also, PepsiCo for their work, which has strengthened and empowered nonprofits throughout New York so that these organizations can best serve our communities. Along with Pro Bono Partnership, PepsiCo's pro bono efforts have benefited a very wide variety of nonprofits, providing important services to residents of the tri-state area, including a library, a program assisting young women with autism, and a local YWCA, among others.
Hi, I'm Dave Yallman, PepsiCo's General Counsel, and on behalf of our entire New York-based law department, thanks so much for honoring us with the 2020 In-House Impact Award. And thanks really to our good friends at the Pro Bono Partnership for their nomination. You know, in any given year, our law department works so hard to support our business. At PepsiCo, we pretty much operate in every community around America, up and down every single street. And 2020 brought on challenges we never could have imagined. The year started with ensuring that we were categorized as a business, as an essential business that was allowed to continue to operate. That took a lot of different connectivity, a lot of different conversations that our law department helped to lead. But once we were categorized as an essential business and allowed to continue to operate, the work really just began. At that point, we had to ensure that all of our employees remained safe, that all of our customers remained safe. And we also had to comply with all the local, municipal, town, city, state, jurisdictional rules and requirements for operating as a business and to do it safely. Our law department stood up to every challenge along the way. We continue to do that even as we approach the end of 2020. The work continues. It's been a Herculean effort, and I couldn't be more proud of our team, and I really appreciate the recognition that we're getting here tonight. Thanks so much.
Our second finalist for Attorney of the Year is Roberta Kaplan. Over the past year, Roberta, also known as Robbie, continued to confirm the ABA Journal's description of her as a specialist in emerging law whose cases shape the legal structure within which Americans live, love, work, and hail cabs. On behalf of Airbnb, Robbie led the team that secured a preliminary injunction against an overly invasive New York City law, which would have required a company to turn over massive amounts of data about its customers and its hosts. She also leads a groundbreaking lawsuit against the white supremacists and neo-Nazis who organized the racial and religious-based violence in Charlottesville in the summer of 2017. Congratulations to our second finalist, Roberta Kaplan. Thank you.
We will now run through the second half of our distinguished leaders. Mark Chaffee, Latham & Watkins. Mark Chaffee, Global Chair of Latham's Corporate Department, has distinguished himself as a leader within the firm and the larger community. He has chaired Latham's largest department, with more than 1,100 lawyers globally since 2016. Under his leadership, the department has grown 30% by number of lawyers and successfully guided clients through landmark transactions and regulatory matters.
I'm Mark Chaffee, a capital markets partner and global chair of Latham's Corporate Department. Thank you to the New York Law Journal for hosting these awards. I'm honored to have been named a distinguished leader and congratulate all the talented lawyers being recognized this evening, including my partners Miles Rothberg, Yvette Valdez, Steve Wink, and David Kincannon, and my colleagues in our securities litigation and professional liability practice. I've been at Latham my entire career, and it's been amazing to see the firm's incredible growth and evolution into a true lifecycle firm. We help businesses at every stage, in any industry, in any location around the world. Thank you to our brilliant and innovative clients, from startups and Fortune 100 companies to venture capital and private equity firms, to global financial institutions who inspire our work and trust us as their partners. It's an exciting time to be a lawyer. We play an important role in helping clients navigate critical issues like disruptive technologies and the challenges presented by the global pandemic. We also play a critical role in serving those most in need, and I couldn't be prouder that Latham lawyers engage in thousands of hours of pro bono service every year. I'm especially gratified to cultivate the next generation of lawyers and future leaders. I'm privileged to work with my exceptional colleagues and clients each and every day. Thank you again to the New York Law Journal, my family, my colleagues at Latham, and congratulations to all.
Caroline Kraus and Valentina Shackness. Kraus, Shackness, Talentier, and Messeri. Caroline Kraus and Valentina Shackness, two leaders of the New York Matrimonial Bar, joined forces last year to launch their firm. It opened its doors in November 2019 with 2 offices in New York City and Connecticut. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, the firm is looking to add more legal professionals and is continuing to grow under their leadership. Linda Lacewell, New York State Department of Financial Services. Since taking on the top job at the New York State Department of Financial Services last February, Superintendent Lacewell immediately began transforming the agency into a modern regulatory powerhouse in service of both consumers and industry. Lacewell worked tirelessly to promote stability in the financial markets. Coordinating this pandemic response was made smoother with Lacewell's efforts and leadership. Kelly Lerner, Robbins Kaplan. At her previous law firm, she became the youngest woman ever elected to partnership. At her current firm, she has been named partner, co-chair of the Diversity Committee, and co-chair of the firm's renowned antitrust group. Kelly's talent for breaking new ground extends to diversity issues. In one of Kelly's most influential initiatives, she pushed the firm to adopt an attorney hiring policy modeled after the NFL's Rooney Rule, requiring that at least one woman, person of color, or LGBTQ individual be interviewed for every open, non-entry level associate position.
I'm honored and humbled to receive this award, and I consider it a great privilege to be in the company of all of this year's honorees. I wish we could be together to celebrate in person, but I look forward to seeing you all when we get to the other side of these strange, unprecedented times. I reflect on the old adage that leaders are made, not born, and I think about all of the mentors in my life who helped shape me to become the lawyer that I am today. Those who boosted me up and paved a way so that I can thrive in the profession. Fortunately, I have too many mentors to list, but there is one in particular that I would like to highlight. I'd like to talk about my friend, colleague, and law partner of nearly 20 years, Hollis Salzman, who tragically passed away earlier this month. Now, Clarence Darrow purportedly said that an attorney must be prepared to be demanding, outrageous, irreverent, blasphemous, a rogue, a renegade, someone who is hated, isolated, and a lonely person. Hollis was exactly the opposite. She commanded attention and respect through her thoughtful and respected manner. She never raised her voice or talked over people. She was careful and thoughtful, and most importantly, calm no matter what the situation. She set a standard in our bar that we should all strive to live up to, and I certainly hope for myself that I can live up to that standard of excellence. Thank you again for honoring me. I wish you and all of your families continued health during these turbulent times.
Scott Levy, the Bronx Defenders. As Chief Policy Counsel at Bronx Defenders, Scott has assembled a team of advocates across all practices and took the lead on Bronx Defenders' policy work across all practice areas. Under his leadership, New York eliminated bail and pretrial detention for the vast majority of misdemeanors and nonviolent felonies, required early and automatic open file discovery in all criminal cases, and greater scrutiny of prosecutors' statements of readiness, reduced the maximum misdemeanor sentence, and eliminated mandatory license suspension for drug convictions. Jeremy Lieberman, Pomerantz. As managing partner of Pomerantz, Jeremy oversees the entire firm and all of its practices. Under his leadership, Pomerantz has expanded its reach from national to global, exponentially increasing its worldwide client base of influential institutional investors, securing groundbreaking decisions that will form the bedrock of securities litigation for decades to come. Under Jeremy's leadership, Pomerantz is at the vanguard in protecting investors in a globalized world. Ken Laurie, Katten Muchin Rosenman. As head of the firm's East Coast real estate practice and a member of its executive committee, Ken has long been not only a leader, but a trailblazer in the field of real estate finance. He helped create a tax structure that permitted the first practical syndication of a so-called 80-20 mixed-use low-income project, a structure now used nationwide. Sharon Nellis, Sullivan & Cromwell. Sharon Nellis took over as the managing partner of Sullivan & Cromwell's litigation group in February 2019, assuming leadership of a team consisting of 266 lawyers and over 700 staff. Lawyers in the litigation group have long looked to Sharon for leadership. She is admired not only for her accomplishments as one of the firm's most successful partners, but also for her commitment to mentorship. J.W. Tamby, Jones Day. In 2019, the firm appointed Jay to lead an innovative global 300-plus lawyer practice. Jay immediately focused the multidisciplinary and multi-jurisdictional lawyers into groups that could provide coordinated solutions for clients. Jay is also a member of the firm's advisory committee and has a tireless commitment to diversity, prioritizing the engagement of diverse lawyers and providing opportunities to raise their profiles throughout the legal community. Douglas H. Wigdor, Wigdor LLP. In the last 12 months, Douglas H. Wigdor has been at the forefront of some of the most consequential sexual harassment, sexual assault, and discrimination cases worldwide. Wigdor represents 6 victims of alleged sexual abuse by former director Harvey Weinstein, leading to testimony that played a part in securing his conviction. The verdict has been widely perceived as a testament to the Me Too movement. Wigdor's firm continues to aggressively fight on behalf of their clients under his leadership. Milton Williams, Walden, Mack, and Harron. Milton Williams has built a renowned white-collar defense practice with a focus on trial work, regulatory matters, internal investigations, and as employment law and complex commercial litigation. Williams is also known for his public service, including a time as co-chair of the Moreland Commission that investigated political corruption in New York State, and as one of the lead attorneys investigating the tax incentive programs in the state of New Jersey.
Hi, my name is Milton Williams of the law firm of Walden, Mock & Horan, and I'd like to thank the New York Law Journal for honoring me as one of its distinguished leaders. I'd also like to congratulate the other honorees who've been bestowed with this award. I really enjoy being part of the New York legal community and being active in it. It's something that I take great pride in. And I'd like to thank my colleagues at the firm of Walden, Mock & Horan and share this award with them, as without them this would not be possible. I look forward in the future to continuing to work with them and doing more great things at the law firm of Walden, Mock & Horan.
Congratulations to all of our 2020 distinguished leaders.
Moving on to our litigation departments of the year, where we recognize firms for the important matters they worked on and the impressive results they achieved on behalf of their clients, as well as advancing the law in 2019. The winner of the litigation department of the year is Gibson, Dunn & Crutcher for their high-profile cases in New York this year. From compelling the Trump administration to restore journalists' White House credentials, to blocking unconstitutional donor disclosure requirements imposed by the New York State on good government groups like Citizens Union, to avoiding illegal restrictions imposed by the Cuomo and de Blasio administrations on the title insurance and home sharing industries, Gibson Dunn's New York partners led the charge and played pivotal roles in forcing government to do the right thing.
My name is Randy Mastro, and on behalf of Gibson Dunn's New York Litigation Group, I want to thank the New York Law Journal for this singular honor. We are extremely proud and grateful to be recognized in this way. I understand this is the first time that a firm that was not founded in New York has been recognized by the New York Law Journal as its litigation department of the year. And I have to say this, as a New Yorker through and through, it reminds me of the lyrics of one of my favorite Frank Sinatra songs. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. To our fellow honorees, I know what great litigation firms you are, litigated against you, prefer to litigate with you. Congratulations on this recognition. And to my colleagues in Gibson Dunn's New York Litigation Group, I can only say this. You are an amazing team. We really have an all-star team, but not a star system. It's all about the team. And it's our love and passion for the work, our love and passion for the courtroom that I think really distinguishes us. So I just want to say to all of you, my colleagues, this one's for you. This is your honor, and could not be more proud to be your colleague. Thank you.
Congratulations to the finalists in this category: Paul, Weiss, Rifkin, Wharton, and Garrison, as well as Skadden Arps, Slate, Meager, and Flom. The winner of the Litigation Department of the Year Class Action category goes to Weil, Gottschall, and Mangas for a victory in the 11th Circuit, winning reversal for Farmers Insurance and antitrust multi-district litigation, for successfully petitioning the Second Circuit to review in securities litigation against client Signet Jewelers, and for its other successes. The group continues to be called upon as counsel to defend new claims and causes of action when it comes to class action litigation. Next up for the Litigation Department of the Year is Finance, and our winner is Sullivan Cromwell for trial and appellate victories on behalf of Barclays in billion-dollar litigation lodged by hedge fund, capping off 17 years of litigation by prevailing for UBS in litigation related to the Enron scandal, and navigating Wells Fargo to settlements with federal authorities and for pushing the law forward in the area of securities class actions. The Litigation Department of the Year winner in the insurance category goes to Simpson, Thatcher, and Bartlett for being an international leader in insurance and reinsurance law. The firm's work in 2019 is evidenced in their success in the insurance sector. Over the course of the last year, Simpson Thatcher had two very significant partial summary judgment victories in an action filed on behalf of travelers against Northrop Grumman in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. The winner of the Litigation Department of the Year Intellectual Property category goes to Kirkland and Ellis. Encompassing 58 of Kirkland's 190 intellectual property lawyers, the firm's New York IP team is at the forefront of some of the most significant and precedent-setting litigation in the United States. Clients across diverse industries repeatedly turned to Kirkland's top-of-market attorneys to advise on their most complex IP litigation and counseling matters, including large-scale bet-the-company cases. Kirkland's attorneys are at the forefront of innovative court strategies and thought leadership in the New York bar, providing clients with valuable guidance and exceptional results, handling nearly 1,000 matters in 2019. The Litigation Department of the Year winner in the Products Liability category goes to Deckard. Deckard's product liability litigation practice has extensive experience in defending the largest and most complex product liability MDL and state court litigations in the country, involving pharmaceuticals, medical devices, chemicals, asbestos, and consumer products. Led by Mark Cheffo and Celia Birnbaum, Deckard's refashioned practice has carved out a place among the best in the business. For Litigation Department of the Year Professional Liability category, the winner is Latham & Watkins for its major wins in the last year for its clients, including defending innovative biotech company Puma Biotechnology in the first securities class action to reach a jury verdict in nearly 10 years, and securing dismissal of the vast majority of claims for General Electric in multiple shareholder class action cases related to its power and insurance business.
Hello, I'm Blair Connolly, Global Vice Chair of Latham & Watkins Securities Litigation and Professional Liability Practice Group. I'm thrilled to accept this award on behalf of our group, and we're particularly honored to receive it for the second year in a row. This year's been a challenge for everyone. Through it all, we've done our best to provide exceptional service and innovative strategies to our clients as they navigate complex bet-the-company issues. I would particularly like to thank our exceptionally talented and hardworking associates who've persevered throughout all of this, and without whom we could not have done it. I'd also like to congratulate all of the honorees tonight, including my partners who are being recognized, David Concannon, Mark Jaffe, Yvette Valdez, and Steve Wink. And I'd particularly like to congratulate Miles Rothberg on his Lifetime Achievement Award. Miles has been an amazing leader and mentor for many years. I cannot overstate Miles's contribution to the growth of this practice group in particular. Without his leadership, foresight, and his tireless efforts, I would not be here accepting this award tonight. It has been an honor to call Miles my partner. Thank you, congratulations to everyone, and stay healthy.
For the Litigation Department of the Year Labor Employment category, the winner is Morgan, Lewis & Bockius. The firm's New York labor employment practice represents some of the largest and most influential companies in the world. The team's clients include well-known companies such as Burberry, Colgate-Palmolive, Delta Airlines, Endeavor, Madison Square Garden, McDonald's, Toyota, and Weyerhaeuser. Morgan Lewis' recent work on behalf of financial industry employees has led to game-changing trends in employment litigation, such as the River Bar decision. Finally, our Litigation Department of the Year in Real Estate goes to Rosenberg & Estes. The firm has handled New York's most complex real estate litigation matters since 1975. Whether it's representing residential Manhattan landlord or major commercial developers, the firm's vast bench of attorneys operates under a collaborative, streamlined approach that earns consistent, large-scale recognition. Rosenberg & Estes' depth of experience and national platform makes the firm the go-to firm for owners and top real estate groups like the Rent Stabilization Association, Community Housing Improvement Program, and the Real Estate Board of New York.
Hi, I'm Louise Barrick. I'm the head of the Litigation Department at Rosenberg & Estes PC, and I am here today to accept the award that the New York Law Journal has given to the Litigation Department in my firm as the 2020 Litigation Department of the Year in Real Estate. This is, by the way, the second time within the last 3 years that we have been honored in this fashion by the Law Journal, and we are very grateful for that acknowledgement and recognition. All of the attorneys at Rosenberg & Estes are top-notch. All of our professionals, from the senior litigation partners to the of-counsels to the associates and paralegals and legal assistants. Our focus is singular. It is to serve our clients and to do the best job that we can to achieve our clients' goals. Whether we are in the Court of Appeals, to a trial court, to an administrative agency, we practice in excellence. So I thank the Law Journal again for this honor on behalf of all of the terrifically talented people that work in our litigation department. Thanks again.
I'm now going to announce our third finalist for the Attorney of the Year. A longtime New York City healthcare lawyer, Stephen Warnke took a leadership role this spring advising New York hospitals, home health agencies, and other nonprofit safety net providers on sustaining and expanding their life-saving care delivery missions through the COVID-19 pandemic. The culmination of 30 years of healthcare legal experience, in and out of government, representing premier health systems and community-based human services agencies, and through his service on nonprofit boards, Stephen's work in the past year is deserving of the recognition for exercising a steady hand in providing sound counsel at a time of unprecedented crisis. Congratulations to Stephen Warnke, partner of Ropes & Gray.
Congratulations to all the 2020 New York Law Journal Awards nominees and recipients. I'm Michelle Gleason, Regional Sales Director at LexisNexis. Lexis is proud to sponsor the following innovation awards that recognize creative and inspiring approaches by forward-thinking firms and individuals in the New York area.
Firstly, I'd like to congratulate the following firms for their innovation. Cravath, Swain, and Moore for their work using artificial intelligence to protect its clients' most sensitive information during litigation, its privileged documents and communications. Working with software innovator TextIQ, Cravath has helped pioneer the use of this cutting-edge technology to significant litigation advantage. Froggeman, Del Rey, and Bernson and Lowy for implementing technology solutions in their immigration technology lab, led by the firm's chief information officer. The firm has created a proprietary case management system, a streamlined client portal using Connect, a mobile app for client stakeholders, robotics process automation by partnering with UiPath, and sophisticated analytics with a focus on turning data into insight. Paul Weiss, Rifkin, Wharton, and Garrison for being the first corporate law firm to create and host an online portal aimed at serving those facing extreme economic dislocation. Representing the largest pro bono mobilization in the firm's history, the first phase of the project has already engaged more than 400 Paul Weiss lawyers. Proskauer Rose for their innovative work in launching Proskauer Prep as a first-in-kind initiative which offers pre-law women at no expense to participants invaluable insight and training to advance their careers no matter what path they chose to take after law school. A traditional legal service provider, the firm is taking a disruptive approach in offering an alternative training service with no direct financial benefit. And finally, Ropes & Gray for leading cutting-edge investors and asset managers on complex cryptocurrency, regulatory, and enforcement issues. Led from the New York office and with lawyers involved across the firm's offices, the firm's team is among the first to have created a practice focused on digital currency, entering the space in 2014. We would now like to recognize innovative efforts by the following individuals and teams. Honorable Andra Ackerman, Albany County Judge, Unified Court System, for creating the United Against Crime Community Action Network, UCAN, the first court-based mentoring program in the state where defendants are placed on 1 year of interim probation with the requirement that they meet with their mentor. Upon completion, young people who otherwise would have had a criminal record leave the program free and clear. David Concannon, Stephen Wink, and Yvette Valdez Latham of Latham & Watkins for launching the Automated Convertible Note, a free online document generator offering customizable market terms and novel provisions relating to digital tokens. The tool became publicly available in May 2019 and provides investors and blockchain companies with a thoughtful approach to address U.S. legal issues specific to digital tokens while preserving the traditional features of seed stage financing.
David Concannon, partner at Latham & Watkins and a member of the firm's emerging companies and fintech practices. I also co-chair Latham's Global Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Task Force. I'm honored to be recognized in the innovation category along with my partners Steve Wink and Yvette Valdez. I want to congratulate all the exceptional lawyers being recognized this evening, including my partners Miles Rothberg and Mark Jaffe, as well as my colleagues in Latham Securities litigation practice. We were very proud to collaborate with our client Consensus, a global leader in blockchain technology, to develop the automated convertible note. This open law-based document generator helps startups raise capital with customizable market standard terms and optional digital token provisions. With the lack of viable alternatives in the market, we in Consensus agreed that making such a convertible note widely available for free would benefit the blockchain ecosystem as a whole by helping industry players comply with applicable securities and commodities laws in nascent token projects. We're thrilled that a large number of startups are using the tool to efficiently raise capital and push forward with their innovations. As an emerging companies lawyer, it's been my privilege to work with trailblazing companies throughout their entire life cycle as they transform our world, as well as the VC funds that finance them. So thank you again to Consensus, to the New York Law Journal, to my colleagues, and congratulations to all.
Hi, I'm Steve Wink, partner at Latham & Watkins and member of the firm's FinReg and FinTech practices. I also co-chair Latham's Global Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Task Force. I'm very honored to be recognized in the innovation category along with my partners Yvette Valdez and David Cannon. And I send my congratulations to all the great lawyers being recognized this evening, including my partners Miles Rothberg and Mark Jaffe, as well as our partners in our securities litigation practice. This award recognizes our work with Consensus, a thought leader and an innovator in the blockchain technology space, and together we developed the automated convertible note, an open law-based document generator that helps startups raise capital with customizable market standard terms and optional digital token provisions. This free-to-use tool helps address regulatory concerns in nascent token projects, and we're very pleased that a large number of folks have used it to date. As the financial services sector is disrupted by new technologies, we're very proud to work with our visionary clients, major banks, technology giants, and startups, navigate their most complex business decisions, whether they're considering the regulatory implications of establishing a new crypto asset, adopting a new technology, or investing in or acquiring a fintech company. So a special thank you to Consensus for trusting us as their partner, and thanks of course to the New York Law Journal, my colleagues, and my family. Congrats to all.
My name is Yvette Valdez. I'm a partner at Latham & Watkins in the FinTech Financial Regulatory and Derivatives practices. And I'm so honored to be recognized in the innovation category by New York Law Journal for the development of the automated convertible note, alongside with Steve Wink and David Kincannon, my partners. The recognition is really a testament to the successful collaboration with Consensus. And in developing this tool, really what we did was tackle some of the commodities and securities regulatory law issues that we saw weren't being addressed in the fintech space. Thank you very much to New York Law Journal, and also congratulations to all of the honorees, especially my colleagues and partners, Mark Jaffe, Miles Rothberg, and colleagues in the securities litigation practice group. Thank you very much.
Lisa M. Denig, Office of Court Administration. In 2019, New York State Chief Judge Janet DeFiore announced her vision of implementing early presumptive ADR in all cases and tapped Lisa M. Denig to lead this new initiative in the courts of New York City. Lisa immediately plowed ahead, using her insatiable energy and her organizational administrative skills to get the program on its feet. Finding space to hold mediations and settlements in already crowded courthouses is another challenge, and Lisa continues to advocate for the transition of certain space into new ADR or mediation centers. Matt Galvin, AB InBev. Under Matt's leadership, AB InBev has structured and designed its own data platform called BrewRight. BrewRight has been widely recognized as one of the most cutting-edge compliance systems. AB InBev has taken a unique approach to how the legal team handles its data and has developed a program that elevates the compliance function within the organization.
Hi, I'm Matt Galvin, Global Vice President of Ethics and Compliance for AB InBev. And I'd like to thank the New York Law Journal for giving me this award in innovation. And first, thank the Law Journal itself for actually having an award for innovation in the first place. I think the trope of a creative lawyer is usually one that has a negative connotation. But I think this award and the work of the New York Law Journal really helps to show that innovation really does have a place in law. I'd also like to thank my company and my teams. No use of technology, no application will work without people accepting, using it, and driving the results. And it's that commitment from the company, both to use technology to drive transparency, to promote ethics, but also from all of the teams around the world that work in our systems and that use them to build supervised learning models to identify risk for fraud and corruption. So it's really a huge team effort and one that we're incredibly proud of as a group here at AB InBev. Thank you.
Farrah Pepper, Marsh & McLennan, for leading the next wave of in-house legal professionals. Farrah and her legal innovation and technology team are building MMC's first legal innovation lab, fueling a culture of transformation and harnessing the power of technology during the COVID-19 crisis. The LIT team has ensured business continuity via the first visual office toolkit for the MMC legal team. Stephen Russa, Norton Rose Fulbright, for leading the way in developing and implementing the firm's client-facing privacy and security tool suite, NT Analyzer, short for Network Traffic Analyzer, launching it in May 2019. Through its leadership, Norton Rose Fulbright is helping companies and law firms ensure that clients take steps to prevent third-party data storage from violating privacy laws and regulations. Jim Walden, Macht, and Harron, for developing the Rodchenkov Anti-Doping Act, working tirelessly with members of Congress to develop the law, address questions from House and Senate committees, and ensure conformity with existing law enforcement protocols and U.S. commitments under international treaties. In December 2019, due in large part to Walden's dogged advocacy in the deployment of Dr. Rodchenkov's evidence, Russia was banned from competing in the next two Olympic Games.
Thanks so much to the New York Law Journal for the Innovation Award. I'm sure that there are a lot of really deserving candidates, so I'm grateful. And the work that I did with my team on Dr. Rodchenkov's case was really an honor and a privilege. We broke some boundaries. We pushed back against international corruption and set the IOC on its heels and made them act in a way I think that more seriously deals with Russian corruption, which we've seen mushroom all over the place. And we're continuing to try to use our voices and our legal strategies to combat international corruption in ways that hopefully make for a safer and less corrupt world. So thank you very much again.
Congratulations to all our honorees so far.
For our final award of the night, it's time to announce our Attorney of the Year winner. Now, we had 3 great finalists, but in the end, there can only be one. And after fairly lengthy deliberations, our judges decided that the Attorney of the Year winner is Roberta Kaplan from Kaplan, Hecker, and Fink. The judges cited the variety of matters that she worked on, from setting up the Time's Up Legal Defense Fund to all the different variety of clients that she represented, from Airbnb to Uber to the counter-protesters in Charlottesville to a woman who's accused the President of the United States of rape. Given the wide variety of the clients, the sophistication of the matters it involves, the big issues, the underlying issues that are at play, and the level of importance to this country, the judges felt that Roberta's work exemplified what we're looking for in an Attorney of the Year winner. So ladies and gentlemen, please help join me in congratulating Roberta Kaplan as our Attorney of the Year winner. And now we'll hear a few words from Roberta.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for this honor. As I record this speech today, the results of the 2020 presidential election are still very much a subject of dispute, at least on the part of our current president and so many of his supporters. And while I don't know right now whether or when Donald Trump will concede or what will unfold in the coming days, what I do know is that we are facing an unprecedented moment in our nation's history when the rule of law has never looked more tenuous. There is no question that the public faith in our institutions, including our courts, as well as our public faith in the legal system and profession as well, has been significantly weakened over the past 4 years. On the other hand, as the past 4 years have shown, the law matters. What lawyers do every day matters. Whatever your politics, we are all united in our shared conviction that our legal system and the rights and protections that it offers people is absolutely necessary for the proper functioning of our democracy. 4 years ago, in the aftermath of another presidential election that left me despondent about the state of our democracy, I decided to start my own law firm, now called Kaplan, Hecker & Fink, to be a place that would use the law to stand up for what is right and hold those who undermine our core democratic institutions and principles accountable. Too often in the legal profession, we glamorize lawyers as lone advocates, standing up alone heroically before the court. But that image is false. I couldn't have done what I've done in my career without an amazing team of friends and lawyers and colleagues by my side. I wouldn't have been able to start my own law firm without the sanity, the wisdom, and the friendship of my current partners and colleagues. And for sure, we would not have been able to start the Time's Up Legal Defense Fund without the support and help of so many incredible women. I'm immensely proud of how our law firm has fought for the victims of the violence in Charlottesville, for the constitutional rights of detainees, for the rights of veterans seeking to get the benefits they are due. That kind of work is the bread and butter of the pro bono work that law firms do throughout this country, and there's no question that we should all keep on doing it. But I'm even prouder of the fact that we at my law firm were not afraid to stand up to Donald Trump directly and to seek to hold him accountable for his actions, whether they were defaming E. Jean Carroll after she bravely shared her experience of being sexually assaulted by him at Bergdorf Goodman, whether it's a group of working class Americans who were defrauded by him in connection with a multi-level marketing scheme, or whether it was cheating his own niece, Mary Trump, out of her rightful share of her father's inheritance. It has been inspiring to see what a group of people with a shared core values of using the law to make a difference in the world can do when they work together. Last year, I had the honor of acting as the MC, not the cool rap kind, but the nerdy lawyer kind, at a Law Day celebration in New York City. As I looked down from the dais at the huge crowd of lawyers in that ballroom, I was struck by the fact that while the hundreds of lawyers there disagree strongly on many issues, including issues about law, about politics, about jurisprudence. After all, it was not only a huge room of lawyers, but a huge room of New York lawyers. They all shared one same belief about what it means to be a lawyer. As Second Circuit Judge Sullivan said that night, all lawyers, not just government lawyers, not just public defenders, and not just judges, but all lawyers have an affirmative public duty to protect and defend our constitutional system of justice. That's not true of other professions, noble though they may be. Lawyers have an extra public responsibility to serve our nation and to preserve our institutions of justice. Although Judge Sullivan and I surely don't agree about everything, we certainly agree about that. Indeed, as lawyers, we have a duty to act. As Justice Kagan has put it, quoting Stan Lee's Spider-Man, "In the world with great power, there must also come great responsibility." In other words, the people who stand the most to lose from the battles still raging around us right now need our help now more than ever. Thank you so much for this award. Congratulations to all of my fellow honorees, and please join me in continuing the fight in the days ahead.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the New York Legal Awards for 2020. Thank you to all our sponsors, finalists, and to all our attendees watching virtually tonight. We hope you enjoyed the evening. Thank you and good night.